injury. When you look at the overall picture, and especially Barcelona in '92, is the timetable working against Brandy Johnson?
In 1992, Brandy Johnson will be 19 years old, which is about 2 to 2.5 years older than the median age for the Olympic Games. But Brandy Johnson is no gymnast to count out. She has the talent, and I think it's a question of motivation.
It's a great event for her as she gets ready for her first vault. She won a silver medal on the vault at last year's World Championships.
That was a fabulous vault for Brandy Johnson. 1/10 deduction for the step on the landing. This is a great opportunity for Brandy to increase her lead and further her quest to retain her all-around title.
Listening to the instructions for Coach Kevin Brown. And don't forget, in the women's vault, they go 2 times, and they take the highest score. But an outstanding start in the optionals.
That was an excellent vault. Here we see Brandy. She has a strong push off the horse, laid out all the way around. Just that step on the landing.
Sigh of relief from Brandy Johnson just to get everything underway this afternoon. So much pressure on her, and a 9-8. Could have been a 9-9 without that step.
It could, but that's a nice, solid start for Brandy. Remember, she's one of the best vaulters in the world.
While Brandy is getting ready for her second vault, we move over to the beam with Erica Stokes, one of Karolyi's kindergarten last year, that's definitely advancing in a big hurry this year.
Erica is in her first year as a senior gymnast. She's starting out on the balance beam, not the easiest situation to be in, but I think she can handle it well. She has an unusual mount, press to handstand, a double pirouette, twice around on her hands in a split position. It's unusual because no one really does this mount.
She's tall when you take into consideration some of the others that perform for Bella Karolyi.
Yeah, she's tall to the tune of about 4'9". 2 back handsprings to a layout. Oh, and a break there, but Erica holds on. She just keeps moving out of it.
Is that type of break maybe a 1/10 of a point deduction?
The breaks are measured. A small break is 1/10. A major break, like a near fall, is 4/10. And breaks like that are somewhere in the middle. Erica's moving very confidently on this event, and she's setting up for one of her biggest skills, a full twisting back handspring, straddle down. And that was well done. Erica proves that she's not only skilled, but also very courageous.
The balance beam is only 4 inches wide and 4 feet off the ground. And she is displaying incredible coordination.
The margin for error on this event is certainly small. Now she's preparing for her dismount, a round-off double twist. Nice and clean and a good landing. That's a great start for Erica Stokes.
Another example of some of the young talent we have in the women's division. Erica Stokes is only 13 years old.
And she is talented. Here's that big skill, the full twisting back handspring to a straddle down. That was so well done. That's the skill that sets her apart from the rest of the field.
In 4th position, after the compulsories, Erica Stokes starts the optional portion of her program with a 9.5 on the balance beam. Oh, we saw the first vault of Brandy Johnson with a 9.8. They take the highest of the 2. And now Brandy is getting ready for her second.
Brandy already has a good score under her belt. She's just trying to better that score with her second vault, handspring front with a half twist. Well done. Another step on the landing, but that's just a 1/10 of the point.
Each vault is graded down according to the degree of difficulty, and that one could have been a perfect 10.
That's right, Joel. Brandy Johnson is one of the few athletes who performs 2 different 10.0 vaults. Here's her second vault, handspring front, half twist. Nice height, nice distance off the horse. Just a step on the landing. It was a nice job.
That was up there what needed to be.
So it seemed like it would have been tough for Brandy Johnson to improve upon a 9.8, but she did exactly that with a 9.85 on her second vault, and she's got very little margin of error because of that young lady that's breathing right down her neck. Kim Zumeskel getting ready for her first rotation on the balance beam.
Good physical, good action, front, good solid, and sharp, rest of it.
Bella's preparing Kim Zumeskel for a beam routine, preparing her to go out and attack this apparatus, which is exactly what she'll do. She is such an aggressive performer.
That beam is almost as tall as Kim Zumeskel. She's only 4'5" at 72 pounds.
Kim seems totally unfazed by the dimensions of this piece of apparatus. She's stable and consistent, which is typical of Karolyi gymnasts. They're always so well prepared. Here's her first tumbling combination, back handspring to 2 layouts. Stuck solid.
It seems like every time we see her try a full turn, she almost loses her balance.
Kim had a break on a full turn in the compulsory competition as well. And it's ironic because she does so much difficulty in her beam routine. A full turn is a simple element. Here's Kim's second tumbling combination. Flip-flop layout down to 1 knee. This has been a very solid performance. All she has left is her dismount, a round-off double back. Nice. A little hop on the landing. That'll cost her about 2/10.
Wasn't bad.
Well, you can tell Bella Karolyi expects a great deal from his prized pupil, Christy. Did you hear that comment? Wasn't bad.
No, and it wasn't bad. I've seen Kim do better, but it's a nice, solid start for the first event. This may be one of the reasons Bella was less than thrilled with that performance. Front handspring, and then she has a little break as she goes into her Sassone jump. The dismount is important because it's the last thing that the judges see, the last impression. She has a strong round off, double back, her legs are a little apart, and then she just has to hop on that landing.
Kim Zmeskal has been so superb in recent months that when she doesn't do a 9.8, a 9.9 on certain apparatus, all of a sudden you've been spoiled. You wonder what's going wrong. And there's her score, a 9.675 on the beam, but Bella Karolyi let us know that he wasn't all that pleased with a 9.675 performance. And don't forget, at the same time, she's trying to catch the defending champion, Brandy Johnson. Still in the first rotation of the optional, Shannon Miller, currently in 7th position. If you thought you saw a tiny one, Christy, in Kim Zmeskal, Shannon Miller is only 4 feet 4 inches, weighing 60 pounds.
That's for sure, Joel. You know, it seems funny to call it women's gymnastics when you have a look at Shannon Miller. She's just 13 years old, and she's a tiny little girl. Her degree of difficulty stacks up with the very best in the world. She's going to be doing another tumbling combination, as well as a very big dismount. There's an aerial walkover, little break there. You can see her style is a little less mature than that of Kim Zmeskal. So combination, layout, layout. Well done. Well, Shannon has all the difficulty that she needs right now, 2 years away from the Olympic Games. So she has the luxury of just concentrating on improving her execution. Here comes her dismount. The only gymnast in the United States to use this dismount. A full twisting double back. That was unbelievable.
Well, Shannon has said this is her favorite apparatus, and she looks strong on the balance beam.
Here's another look at that dismount. Many of the gymnasts use a double back for their dismount. Shannon does a double back with a full twist in the first somersault. That is a dismount that only the Soviets and Shannon Miller are even attempting in competition. That was incredible.
Shannon's an 8th grader, Summit Middle School in Edmond, Oklahoma, as she waits for her results. And it's the same score we just saw for Kim Zmeskal, a 9.675. And you can see that Bella Karolyi appears to be upset with some of the early scoring so far. Let's take a look at the results after the first rotation for the women in the optionals. Brandy Johnson still with that slight lead over Zmeskal. The showdown continues in the Karolyi gym, doing very, very well in the early going.